Hi, everybody, and welcome to GamePunx.
Hello.
My name is Ryan.
And I'm Ben.
And this week, we're just going to talk about some good-ass games, I think.
Yeah, this might be a
bad movie.
A small week. A really bad movie. To call it a movie is an insult to movies.
Let's just get all this shit out of the way then. Let's get right into it. I've been playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and this game is giving me fucking life. I love this shit. I'm not even a huge Musou fan, never have been. I do really like the first Hyrule Warriors, though.
That's the thing. The Hyrule Warriors series does it very well.
Yeah, I like the first Hyrule Warriors. Never got a chance to play the Fire Emblem one, though I heard it was disappointing comparatively. And I really want to play the Persona 5 one, which I think we willed that shit into existence because it was just announced a week after we spoke about it that it's getting ported.
It didn't exist, and then it did.
Yeah, they're bringing that shit over.
To be fair, they did have the Hong Kong English translation, which I can only assume was...
It's probably a good enough English translation to be a North American.
Yeah, they're probably just going to shove it over.
Because the English spoken in Hong Kong is basically a British English.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. But I mean, at the same time, just like super cool that they're doing that. So I'm going to want to play that. But yeah, never been a big fan of Musou games. But I really like Hyrule Warriors, and Age of Calamity is even better than the first game. I spoke about it a little bit on our last episode of Bonus Round, but for those who didn't listen to that, what I like the most about Hyrule Warriors and what I appreciate about it is that it is fully a companion game to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much one of those things where it's like, I feel like my experience with Breath of the Wild, the places in which I felt like maybe they could have elaborated a little bit with some of the characters, I feel like that character work is being done in this. So these two games are super complementary to one another. And not just visually, in terms of visual fidelity, like, the game looks like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But, like, more so than just in fidelity, but in genuine character work and interaction, I feel like, the narrative and everything is really doing it for me, because it's just enough to keep me wanting to play next. The best part about this game, though, I think hands down, and why people love Musou games to begin with, especially these like franchise ones, or like the ones that spin off of another franchise, are just getting to play as a bunch of different characters. And the selection of characters in this is great. Playing as the original like 4 Divine Beast pilots is so fun. I especially love playing as Urbosa.
Yeah, which was the big hype for a lot of people, I think.
A lot of people
was that young Urbosa? Holy shit!
Yeah, she's hot. She has electric powers and a big sword. She's fucking cool. I want her to step on me. Like, it's wonderful. So playing as Urbosa is great. She has like a great crowd control ability in her electric charge attacks, but they change her heavy attack button into a charging button. So, or not her heavy attack button, sorry, but her special attack button becomes the charging button. Because every character has light attack, heavy attack, character specific attack, and like an all out attack.
It's Marvel, baby.
the character specific attack is the one that changes the most with each character, obviously, but that's like, to me, what really breaks up how each character feels is just how strange each ability is. But yeah, having a lot of fun playing as Urbosa. I love just like taking out massive amounts of enemies with like a huge electric swing, and just like shocking fucking everyone. So fun. Playing as Mipha is pretty cool too. She's the Zora princess. Yeah, she's really swift, and she kind of swims across the land in her movements.
That makes sense.
But she can manipulate water with her trident. Oh. And so her character-specific move is creating like a water portal, and then if you press the button again, you go to where the portal is. So if you put the portal in the middle of a bunch of enemies and send yourself there and hit a heavy attack as you exit the portal, you fuck up everyone.
Okay.
It's so fun. Then there's the big Goron guy he's the only one whose name escapes me. Daruk. His name is Daruk. He is a big fucking Goron. He's heavy, but he can roll kind of like Goron Link when he plays Goron Link in Majora's Mask. and he's got this massive kind of, I guess it's like a blunted sword. It's like a big club that's a sword.
Okay.
And he is a damage dealer. Like he is slow, but he can advance quickly if you have him in his ball form. And he can activate his shield, Daruk's Protection, which you can use to kind of block attacks, but also as a weapon when you activate and deactivate it in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
So really, really versatile character, despite being the heavy character. There's Rivali, who's the Rito character. So he's a bird. He can fly. Like, his character-specific move is he takes off and flies, and you can deal aerial damage to large crowds with your bow. But I find on land he's pretty truncated, but his attacks are good. And then in the air, his movement is infinitely better and his range is infinitely better, but his attacks are weaker. So it's an interesting kind of choice in how you want to play him. But he's certainly good if you want to take out large amounts of characters at once as well. Everybody here is good for crowd control to some degree. It's a Muso game.
Yeah.
But the characters that I find myself playing as the most, though, are Link, because I really love how Link plays in this game, and as Impa. Impa is excellent. Her ability is really, really unique. It's vaguely similar to another character's ability, but used in a different way. It's just like superficially similar, I should say. But her ability is that she can basically tag enemies with Sheikah spell tags and absorb their souls. So you tag enemies with your attacks when you hit them, and then you press like the absorb soul button and you absorb their souls, and when you absorb 3 souls you charge up your combo meter and can do like massive damage combos with like these huge like legions of like spirit soldiers that you summon from the nether.
Okay.
They're so cool. You basically running around with like a legion of like 3 soldiers flanking you on either side with like their swords and shit out, and you're just blazing through people in like formation as the Sheikah Warriors. It's so cool. You're like turning one character into 7 effectively.
Goddamn. Okay.
Very, very, very fun, and you can do these whack combos with them. It's so good. It's like the most viscerally satisfying character to play as for me. There's also Hestu, who I've been playing as. I just got Hestu in the campaign. He is one of the Koroks, and he's the big Korok who plays maracas and hops around, and he's like he looks like a baobab tree. He's a big fucking goofball. He's very cute. He's got a cute little like baby voice.
Yeah, I've seen like a bunch of fan art, I think, of him, and I was just like, oh my god, I don't know. I haven't played that deep into Breath of the Wild, but
he is baby. Basically, his character is he's baby. And yeah, he fights with a pair of maracas where he's going around shaking. He is the slowest of them all by far. He's slow like slower than Daruk even, because he doesn't have the extra maneuverability that Daruk has in his ball form.
Yeah.
But he has the ability to summon other Koroks, and it greatly extends his range. So you don't even find yourself needing to actually travel that much with the character in battle. Instead, you can stay solitary, but you know use your combos and stuff cleverly in order to extend the range of the character.
Mm-hmm.
So really, really interesting way to play. I just did like a challenge with him where I was fighting Impa, and that was really, really fun. But yeah, really, really enjoying Age of Calamity. It's been like one of the most, I don't know, satisfying games I've played thus far. The challenges are really great. Like the individual challenges you do in between to level up your characters and grind are super fun, so they don't feel like grinding. And the gameplay loop is like really, it makes me feel like I'm in this world and I'm with these characters doing what needs to be done, because it's always like you're traveling out to the battlefield, then you're going back to home base. But it's like, you know, realistically and logically in a story, would this really be happening, and would this world actually be under siege? The sieges wouldn't be coming wave after wave. There would be downtime, and during the downtime, what do characters do? They train, they take on missions, they collect food, they cook, they do all the fun shit that you do basically in Breath of the Wild outside of combat and exploration. And it's nice to kind of have that in the gameplay loop to make everything feel complete. And though you're grinding for all your levels and for new weapons and shit and for drops from enemies, you're still like, I still feel like it makes sense within the narrative of the game, so it doesn't feel like you're just wandering around grinding while Ganon is off waiting for you to come so that he can destroy Hyrule. You know, like, which is, I feel like, how that could totally feel.
Yeah.
Which is another thing I feel like Breath of the Wild did well, is like making the in-between shit feel okay to do, because Hyrule's already gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your goal isn't to bring Hyrule back. Hyrule is gone. Your goal is to fucking destroy Ganon.
Yeah, Hyrule's been fucked for like at least 100 years.
A straight up a century, Hyrule has been gone. Like, there are still people living out there. They're besieged by monsters, and life is hard for them. But they're surviving. But Hyrule itself, the kingdom, is fucking gone. So there's, you don't feel the pressure to run to the castle and save Zelda and defeat Ganon. You can do all the in-between shit. And this is kind of what Age of Calamity is cleverly doing too, is making the downtime in between the major portions of the game, the major gameplay portions, feel diegetic and good. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, really enjoying Age of Calamity. I can't wait to keep playing it. I just love a good combat, sim with massive fucking swords of enemies I can destroy. It's very cathartic.
Yeah.
The next thing I want to talk about is a game I just received for my birthday from my friend Neil. Shouts out to Neil. Thank you very much. A game that I really loved the second I even looked at it, honestly. It's called Horizon Chase Turbo.
Okay, I'm gonna Google this real quick.
Yeah, this is a Brazilian studio that made this, called Aquarius. And it is a 3D rendered and polygonal, but classic arcade aesthetic having racing game.
Did you say Horizon Chase Zero or Turbo?
Turbo.
Okay,
Turbo.
thank you. Yes,
Horizon Chase Turbo. And this shit looks like Outrun and plays like Outrun.
Yes. I've actually played this with a friend.
It's so fun.
It is ridiculous.
Such a good game. It's a really extensive racer.
Yeah.
With like great track design.
It's probably one of the best that I've played in a long time.
It's the best arcade style racing game I think I've played in years.
Easy.
Since Outrun for sure. But
even some of the Need for Speeds.
Arcade style racing games are kind of a dime a dozen. Because, like, a lot of them are either they're in that Need for Speed.
It reminded me of Cruising the World.
Even what's that? Like what's that series that's really popular in the arcades? Like, they're in like almost like a Daytona kind of thing. This is not Daytona. Yeah. This is Outrun. This is 16-bit era racing games. This is Super Hang On.
Yeah.
Those kinds of games, and that's my favorite era of racing games. Personally, I like a good kart racer. But, like, honestly, I'm not super into games like Need for Speed. They never appeal to me because the gameplay is just... I know it's simple, but I always felt it was a little too technical. Just for me.
Yeah.
The added systems and stats and stuff like that never appealed to me. This is a game that you can play basically in any way you want, and they give you the option to do that. You can play a world tour mode with, like, 12 stages, and each stage having between 7 and 8 individual tracks in them.
Yeah, and they're all bangers.
Every single track design fucks with a capital F. The music fucking slaps with a capital F. And the visuals are just like, it's eye candy. It's beautifully rendered.
It really is. It's
game, and it runs like nobody's business on Switch. Smooth as butter. 0 frame rate problems. Super fast but super controlled. The car selection is nuts.
That's because not only like hella good optimization, but also the stylistic choice is just like it's perfect, right?
It feels and plays like just the perfect arcade racing game.
Yeah,
it really reminds me of Outrun.
And Top Gear. Outrun, Top Gear even more than Outrun, I would say.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, Top Gear, yeah, for sure. It's smooth like that. It's just like. Oh, it's so good. I haven't played a game that felt this good in a long time.
Because I remember going back to Top Gear actually recently because I have it on one of those little Namco arcade plug-and-play things that I have with my daughter. And, like, Top Gear plays really good.
It does. That's maybe one of Namco's best racers, too.
Yeah.
This feels like a racer from that era. I'm so impressed with it. I'm just having the time of my goddamn life.
That's
the
thing.
So good.
It looks like Top Gear, if Top Gear made a game today, right? Like with good with multiple polygons instead of like a 32-bit thing.
Like I was telling Neil, I guess a couple of weeks ago, I just wish I had a good driving game.
Yeah.
Because I haven't played a good driving game in a long time. Not even specifically a racing game, just a driving game. And yeah, lo and behold, he hands me this, and it's like, this is the perfect game for me. It's a game I can put on, consistently enjoy for hours on end, but I can also throw a podcast on in the background and fully listen to it, because it's the kind of game that I don't have a terribly difficult time multitasking while doing. Yeah. Like, Hyrule Warriors for me is a super involved, like physically and psychologically involved experience, because you're managing other troops and you're switching between characters on multiple battlefields and planes of the battlefield. So there's a lot of stuff to consider. This is like a perfect, simple game for me to be able to listen to a podcast, to play the game, and still clear first place trophies most races, you know?
Yeah.
That's nice. So, yeah, Horizon Chase Turbo, if you can pick that up on anything, I couldn't recommend it enough. It's such an extensive and like super like high valued package for how much it costs.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Real quick correction. We fucked up. It wasn't Top Gear. Well, I was thinking of Top Gear, but it's not the Namco game that I was thinking of. The Namco game I was thinking of is Pole Position, which is the F1 racer. Yes.
The F1 game.
Top Gear is Chemco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I googled that because I was like, wait, were we right? That feels wrong all of a sudden.
Okay, that makes. I've actually never played Pole Position.
Pole Position, it's very fun.
I should, because I actually really kind of like F1 racing, like the aesthetic of it. It's pretty cool.
I mean,
it's the more sophisticated racing.
Yes.
But I like a good arcade racer, so maybe I'll give that a try. But Horizon Chase Turbo, big recommendation. Please play that if you can. If you like a good driving game, wow.
I've been looking to get it.
Big recommendation, and get it physically if you can. Somehow Neil managed to get me a physical copy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's limited really run? Good.
Or is it like?
I don't think it was limited run. The limited run logo's not on it. Yeah, I only have 2 or 3 limited run games.
Okay.
I only have R0 Striker, Gunvolt 1 and 2. I think
that's
a couple
good
of
ones to
titles.
have.
Mega Man 8, I think, as well.
Mega
Man 11.
Oh, okay.
Physical copy. But really, really great game. I can't express how much I love it. Now, I have one more thing I want to talk about, and it's something that I've actually held off about talking about. I've held off on talking about this for a long time because I've been watching it since way before we restarted doing the podcast consistently again. And it's just something I feel the need I really have to talk about now, because we were super excited for it, and then it's like we never spoke about it ever. But The Mandalorian Season 2 is currently on. We just got past the 6th episode of the show. And now, for people who haven't watched The Mandalorian, this is a big spoiler, but I just have to, yell it from the top of my lungs for everybody to hear. Fucking Boba Fett is back, and I'm so happy.
Yes.
I'm so
Isn't he a chunky
happy.
Boy, too?
Oh, okay, so in all the time that Boba Fett was out in the Tatooine desert after escaping the Sarlacc without his armor, he was just fucking hitting the gym, apparently, because Tamara Morrison is buff as fuck.
Yeah.
He is. People are saying, oh, it's dad bod Boba, and I'm like, do you think he was wearing a robe? Of course it looks like he's got a dad bod.
Yeah,
you
but
think
no,
he's got a dad bod?
Swole.
No, he is fucking swole. This is swole Boba Fett. We're this is Buffa Fett. This dude is fucking.
You know what? This is
crazy big.
This is perfect, actually, because me and my partner were actually about to do the last 3 Star Wars movies. So Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and
then Rise of Skywalker.
Who cares?
Yeah.
And then
Last Jedi is so good.
We were gonna hit The Mandalorian.
Yeah. The Mandalorian.
I haven't seen anything from it yet.
The Mandalorian, firstly, takes place after Return of the Jedi, so you don't need to watch the other trilogy to watch it.
Yeah, we were just kind of we'll get the movies out of the way because they're the long ones. I'm gonna watch.
But I would highly suggest before watching The Mandalorian, however, that you catch up on some of your Star Wars Rebels or Star Wars Clone Wars knowledge.
Okay.
Because there's a couple of characters and things that happen that will make sense for people who have watched those shows more.
And if not, it's just kind of like, okay.
It'll be, well, it won't be like, okay, you could still enjoy it, but you'll be like, oh, that's why that's like a thing.
Okay, yeah.
One of the things,
like, if you don't know, it just goes over your head.
Yeah, like one of the things, for example, is like a huge character who's a major character in the final seasons of Clone Wars and the final seasons of Rebels.
Yeah.
She makes an appearance in the 3rd episode of the show. And, like, you can kind of get who she is. But it made me give so much more of a shit that I knew that this character was this character.
I think I know who you're talking about, but I don't want to know.
She's really awesome. And then, of course, everybody knows that Ahsoka Tano is in the series.
Yeah.
And that's not who I'm talking about, by the way.
Doesn't Darth Maul come back, too?
Only in Rebels, the TV show.
Oh, okay.
And and in Clone Wars, they do the whole what happened when Maul came back stories all through there. And in the 7th season of Clone Wars, you see his final duel with Ahsoka before he slinks off and disappears.
Why is everything about Star Wars that's cool not in the movies?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of stinks. But yeah, The Mandalorian is really great. The show is cool because it's basically Lone Wolf and Cub, but in Star Wars. And
which is a perfect universe for that.
Exactly. And every episode, even though it has like it has the consistent aesthetics and tone of the rest of the show, kind of tries to do a new little genre thing each time. Mm-hmm. So for instance, in the 3rd episode of the 2nd season, I won't give you more details than this, but it's kind of like a nautical setting, like it's like a seaport.
Okay, yeah.
And it's a bit of like a on the water kind of thing that they do, and I'm like, just the aesthetic of this environment is kind of different for Star Wars, you know, at least for live action Star Wars. Not too many Star Wars movies that are set on like planets that just kind of look like fucked up oceans, you know.
Yeah.
So there's like a boat shit and everything. There's like, you know, how often do you see a boat in Star Wars? But additionally, there's like an episode 2 in season 2 that I would just straight up call them doing a horror movie. And it's genuinely pretty fucking frightening for a large chunk of it. So that one's really, really good. But yeah, the latest episode, like I said, spoilers, Boba Fett comes back. They've been teasing it since season 1, and they've made good on it now after like a couple of more teases.
I don't think this show would exist if they weren't going to bring back Boba Fett.
Yeah, at some point.
Like,
he is like the most notable Mandalorian character in the series, or at least as far as we knew at the time, Mandalorian character.
He's the most popular one, for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, he is the original after all.
Yes.
And his just a character with a cool design that inspired such an intense fandom off of a good toy and a cool design.
And I remember, I don't remember who I talked about this with. Maybe it was you off podcast, or maybe it was someone, I don't remember, but it was when The Mandalorian was first announced and coming out. I was like, oh, is it a Boba Fett show? And the person was like, no. I was like, Boba Fett's going to show up.
I think that might have been me.
I feel...
It might have actually even been on the podcast.
Maybe it
was. When they first talked about making the show.
Maybe it was. But I don't remember.
At any rate,
I remember being like, yeah, they're not showing Boba Fett at some point, but whatever.
But now he's back, and he's a burly boy.
Yes.
He looks like he can beat the ever-loving fuck out of somebody.
As he should.
As he should. And it's just, wow, what a great episode it was, too, that they did with him. I can't wait to see how the season ends up, but so far, seasons 1 and 2 of the show have really, like, they've shown the potential of Star Wars as a vehicle for, like, really classic, like, film, like, golden / silver age of Hollywood visual storytelling. Mm-hmm. Like, doing the thing that, like, the original Star Wars movies do a heck of a lot of super well, but taking, like, even more of the bloated and extraneous elements that were present even in the original trilogy out, and stripping it down to its most elemental, functional kind of self, but in that making like a really, really, really viscerally like satisfying show. Like, it's gotten my partner to care about Star Wars because he couldn't give less of a fuck about Star Wars, but let me tell you, he fucking loves that Baby Yoda. And he will die protecting it from harm. And that baby is genuinely wonderful.
Yeah, I imagine so.
He's actually maybe the only character I'd ever consider like in Star Wars that was like expressly designed for marketing that I personally find cute.
Yeah,
because I know that I kind
outside
of
of
like the
Boba
Porgs
Fett,
from the
obviously.
I kind of like the Porgs from the Last Jedi, but they're like not my favorite. And like Chewbacca, I wouldn't necessarily consider designed to be marketable. He's just kind of cute. I've never loved the Ewoks.
Chewbacca feels like a fluke. The Ewoks were definitely like, we're gonna sell so many fucking plushies.
Yeah, all of the characters in Star Wars that I personally find really cute are like Yoda. I think Yoda is unironically an adorable little creature,
which is why
I like Baby Yoda. Yeah, not in the prequels, but I like him in the original trilogy because he's a fucking Muppet. Yeah, and in like Last Jedi when he shows up because he's a fucking Muppet. And I've always loved like a lot of the aliens. I have a shirt with Greedo on it for a reason. And I have a little Greedo toy for a reason. I just think Greedo is fucking cute.
Yeah.
He literally dies 2 seconds into meeting him. I still think he's like an adorable little munchkin. Because he's just a green little weirdo. And I'm like, I love you. You're so cute.
Yeah, well, that's what I love about like the Knights of the Old Republic games, right? Is like, you take this universe that has so many cool like races and like...
And you really get to flesh them out.
Like, literally just an infinite... You're sitting on a gold mine and you're focusing on this one family drama that we could have been done with by now.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. And what I like the most about all of the stuff outside of the films is that that's where that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, exactly.
And even though they got rid of the old expanded universe, I think everything Disney has done, like creatively and like creatively allowed to get made outside of their new films, has like the new canon is really good.
Yeah.
Like it's far more consistently good than the original Star Wars trilogy's like extended universe, because that stuff, a lot of it felt like kind of half-baked. Its canonicity always felt like it could be called into question.
There was too many cooks.
This
EU.
This is far more of a guided experience. A lot of the work is being done, unlike the gaps being filled in, is being done by Marvel Comics writers who are
discounted from the last like 3 movies, right?
Well, I mean, I think those aren't even a case of too many cooks. It's the case of letting one cook be far too present.
Well, what I mean for the last 3 movies is more like, oh, you had one cook and then you switched cooks and then the other cook came in and said, "Fuck that dish, we're starting over." And you're like,
yeah, that's exactly what it was like, man. which really was a bad move on my part. I'm one of the few people who I think has a more charitable view of Rise of Skywalker than most. Like, I'm like, I can watch it and accept it and be like, all right, because for me, Star Wars doesn't begin and end with the movies and never has.
Yeah, which is how most people
I can forgive it, and I can even find elements of it to like.
Yeah,
because there are some creative decisions in that movie that I actually really agree with, and there are just as many that I don't, which is fine, because I feel like that was the case for anybody who wasn't a vitriolic hater of The Last Jedi. I felt was in a similar position.
Yeah.
So I get it. Anybody who was a vitriolic hater of The Last Jedi probably is just a piece of shit. Because that movie, in my opinion, does everything that I want it to do and succeeds basically everywhere.
Yeah.
So I have a very charitable view of that movie. Likewise of The Force Awakens. But Rise of Skywalker to me is a mixed bag. But I can find stuff to like about it. Because Star Wars is Star Wars to me, and I'm always gonna love it. It's
I very much
has a grip on my childhood.
The only one that I've seen of the most recent 3 is Force Awakens, and I had a great time with that one. I enjoyed basically everything that happened in it, and I liked what they were setting up. I've heard obviously many things of the next 2, which are swaying me in ways. But I haven't seen the full movie, right? So, like, I'm having specific bad moments or good moments told to me and being like,
I feel you need to experience it for yourself and really make it what you feel of it. Because it's like, that's why, like, I like spending time in the spoiler forums for like the anticipation of those movies and reading all the leaks and stuff like that was like, I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't the complete experience for me. That's why I really had to see them to get one. That's why, like, you know, I was reading about the stuff in The Last Jedi. I'm like, I don't know if I like all of this.
I mean, that's
and then I watched it, and hey, I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Star Wars too, is it's such a huge phenomenon now that, like, it's like, if you read and only base your opinion off of what someone said online, you're gonna hate it, because nobody really
can be
goes out of
Star Wars on the internet anymore.
No one really goes out of their way to be like, I loved when this happened. They'll be like, oh, this part fucking sucked, and you're like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
All of these people, you can guarantee, like, are not reading the best Star Wars comics. They're not reading the best Star Wars prose novels or, like, weird audiobook thing that they did, which is great. Like,
or they haven't played Knights of the Old Republic, which
exactly.
Which isn't canon anymore.
It isn't canon, but it gives you a pretty complete impression of what the Star Wars universe is like when it's operating at its full potential.
Yeah.
You know? Which is something that I can say about, Jedi Fallen Order. A great Star Wars story told in a great game. Like, that's the sort of
I
like,
still need to
Star
get
Wars,
that.
Star Wars being like a multimedia franchise has made it so that, like, the people who only experience it through the movies aren't getting the complete experience that I think maybe some of them want out of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And that's The Mandalorian, I think, is at least doing it for a lot of people. It's doing it for me. But I'm really enjoying my time that I spend with it. So yeah, I guess that's enough of me. I didn't even want to spend 30 minutes talking about stuff. We just went off on a bit of a Star Wars tangent there.
Yeah.
But what about you, Ben? What the fuck did you play? I want to hear about the shitty movie you watched. Let's go for it.
Yeah, well, I played Yakuza. The game remains being very good. Like a Dragon is the one I'm talking about. It's very good. Ichiban remains a himbo, the dumbest fuck I've ever seen as a protagonist, and I love him.
He literally has zero brain, and I love that.
My favorite is we're looking for the Chinese, what are the Lui Mang?
The Lu Mang, yeah.
The Lu Mang in the town, and, like, one of your party members is like, hey, we should talk to people, but don't bring up the Lu Mang unless they, like, start, like, talking about it. And Ichiban just walks up to people and is like, hey, so you look like you've been here for a long time. What's up with the Lu Mang? And you're like, Jesus Christ, Ichiban, of course they're gonna walk away, you stupid fuck. God,
yeah, they're dangerous
I love
people.
you. I love you so much. You're so dumb.
What do you think of that great scene in the tent city when you first meet the Lu Mang guys?
Oh yeah, and you beat the shit out of him, and Ichiban's like,
fuck out of
I will tell your leader that you're shaking down bums for change, you piece of garbage. And he's like,
Yeah, because even the Lu Mang have a sense of fucking honor.
Yeah, except for that one guy.
This one dude is, like, he's such like a small fry, you know?
The last thing I did was I shook him down at the not Soapland, but the hangout bar, the
host club,
the cabaret. Yes.
Yeah, the host one. Club. Yes, the host club.
Yeah, so we shook him down, and he was like, "I don't know anything, guys." And you're like, "Jesus, man,
this dude's so pathetic.
He's such a
fucking small fry that he has to, like, hang out at hostess clubs and fucking, like, shake down bums for change.
And, like, he's like
so weak.
God, when you leave him, he's like, "All right, I'll keep the harassing girls to groping them," and you're like, "No."
Something I really like about the Yakuza series in general, something I've always admired about it, but something that I feel is extra prevalent in Like a Dragon because Nanba is there, and his entire character is, built around the idea of him being a failed doctor who was forced into homelessness.
Yeah.
After being ostracized from society for committing a crime. Like, this whole sympathy the series generally has for people who are on the margins of Japanese society and culture. But I feel like a Dragon especially,
it hits super.
It goes out of its way to portray homeless people really, really respectfully.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this dude made 2 mistakes.
Yeah, he made a mistake, but therefore he deserved to have his entire livelihood, like, crash around him and to become unhoused and displaced in his own city. Like, it's so deeply fucked up, like, getting into just, like, the economic situation that leads people in Japan typically to homelessness, because Japanese
Yeah, and this isn't like
this is really it's a prevalent issue in Japan.
This isn't like a period piece either, where it's like, oh, this was like 50 years ago or whatever.
This shit is like 2019.
It's 2019, and you're like, oh yeah, that is how that goes, huh?
Yeah,
and especially now with the pandemic happening and people being evicted and not being able to find work and shit, you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's a really, if anybody actually is curious about the state of the homeless people in Japan, there is a really, really good, I think it's like a multi-part documentary on a YouTube channel called Life Where I'm From, which is run by a Canadian gentleman named, I believe his name is Greg, who lives in Japan, has a Japanese wife and Japanese kids. And he's lived there for a long time, but he's a videographer and a documentarian.
Oh yes,
and
this is the gentleman that he'll get the like the pictures of I believe it's the same guy, but he'll get the pictures of the like passed out businessmen that are also houseless.
Like he did actually talk about that. Yeah,
like there's businessmen that are actually homeless that are working like.
But yeah, they're full salary men, and they eat, sleep, and shit in the same suit every day and get it washed and stuff.
Yeah,
like just to look good, but they don't have a home. Yeah, so Greg made a documentary called. His channel's called Life Where I'm From, but he made a documentary on just what it's like to live as a unhoused person in Japan. And all the different social security nets that exist and how they kind of either fail or don't depending on what economic situation leads you to homelessness.
Yeah.
And it's a really, really excellent series. But it's something that I was thinking about when watching playthroughs of Yakuza. I'm like, I really think that the portrayal of Nanba and his fellow, displaced homeless people in the game, it's really respectful and really balanced and very sympathetic, and I feel nice. Like it's so easy to joke about homeless people and to joke about homelessness because so
to
many
make
people
them of a joke, and
because so many people live outside of that situation and are on the outside looking in, and homeless people are very othered, and it doesn't It doesn't help them for us to continue to other them by treating their situation like a joke.
We'll see how CD Projekt Red depicts homeless people in about 3 days.
I am not ready for this game is literally already apparently capable of killing people if they look at it.
Yeah,
are photosensitive.
Oh yeah, if you haven't heard the news, which I can't believe you haven't by now. If you're listening to this, but
like if it wasn't for the transphobia and like the blatant like just misunderstanding of the genre of cyberpunk, the people at CD Projekt Red, the fine devs at CD Projekt, have decided to just
kill epileptic people. Who
cares if photosensitive people want to play our game?
No,
they'll die.
There have been what's it called? Oh god.
Like multiple reports?
No, not multiple reports. The thing that you put in place. Oh god, the word is gone. Anyway, it's
like content warnings.
Not even content warnings. The content warnings are there in every video game, but there is a specific branch of QA.
Yes. They're supposed. These people who work in QA are supposed to test the game for photos, like elements that could, disrupt people who are photosensitive.
Oh God, I don't know. Compliance is compliance. Yeah. It's compliance. It's part of compliance to check every single fucking video game for photosensitivity things. Yeah. And even in most games now, they overdo it and they will dim the screen when very high photosensitive things are happening on the screen.
Just to minimize the chance of any of that happening.
Because, and CD Projekt Red said, nah.
No, fuck that shit. And there are multiple segments in the game that directly depict a sequence of lights that is used by doctors to forcibly
cause
activate
epileptic,
a seizure.
Yes, to test.
So there is literally it's insane. It's insane to me. I find this fucking insane. It makes no sense that they would do this. So anyway,
baffling to say the least.
So yes, from one game that is extremely sensitive to people to a game that is completely indifferent to the well-being of people with special needs. Really, really wonderful of CD Projekt to do that.
Yeah,
this is like something that could very easily kill an epileptic person, because this is a sequence of lights that actually activates severe seizures.
Yeah.
So they could literally just kill people. It's insane. And if you don't know you're photosensitive, by the way, I recommend that you probably get that tested. Because sometimes people aren't aware of it until it happens.
Yeah, and sometimes it can hit late in your life.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it develops later, like into your teens or late adolescence into your young adulthood. I recommend that anybody who doesn't know if they're photosensitive go and see if they are, or if if they haven't have it confirmed for them, to have it confirmed or not, because it's you could be saving yourself a lot of trouble in the future, because seizures are no laughing matter. I've seen people have seizures before. My sister had a seizure when she was a child. That was really fucked up and horrifying. I have a friend who I've seen have a seizure. It's scary. It's really scary shit. I had a neighbor whose cat had a seizure on my lawn, even, which was it's scary stuff. It's nothing to really laugh about. So if you don't know if you are photosensitive, I recommend you get tested. Some crazy shit.
It can
really affect you profoundly,
long term.
Yeah, and can cause permanent brain damage. So you want to be careful about that sort of thing. But yeah, CD Projekt can go fuck themselves. Yakuza Like a Dragon is good. Let's hear about this fucking movie.
All right, so
I want to hear about this dog shit.
The title of the movie is called Purge, and it's not the Purge you're thinking of. It is Purge, distributed by
not
Troma
The Purge.
For
Troma. Okay, I'm a big Troma fan.
Not for long, you're not.
Well, I mean, not everything of theirs is my favorite, but I do like Troma.
Oh, I also enjoy some Troma flicks. Toxic Avenger is very good.
Toxic Avenger is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. It was distributed by Troma.
Yes. No. They picked it up. They
okay. Well, that makes sense knowing Troma.
I don't know. The front of the case reads, must see for lovers of cyberpunk. I'm gonna have to disagree. Hard no.
Oh no, it is. It is, I think, something that Troma team stuck their name on.
Holy fuck. No. It's Troma team.
Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hertz.
Yeah. And present a Troma team. They just picked up the distribution, I believe, is what the thing was.
Oh, wild. Wild.
It's the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
That's insane.
Which is nuts, because I've seen some pretty
You have watched a lot of
movies,
shit.
Especially recently.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain this movie. I don't know what happened.
You don't know what happened at all.
It was the most disjointed, slapped together, poorly edited thing I've ever seen. And there was some scenes where I could I could tell what they were going for, and that's the best praise I can give it. Is like, I see what you tried to do in the scene, but it didn't work. But I know what you were going for.
Now, obviously, it's Troma, so we're talking a low budget independent production.
Very low budget.
When we're talking low budget here, how low budget is this? Because there's low budget stuff like Neil Breen movies, which are low budget.
I would put it maybe not on the level of Neil Breen low budget, because they figured out how to put the overlays properly for when it's a camera and stuff. But there are like frame skips that I guess they edited on purpose to make a weird cyberpunky feel to it, but it just comes off as just weird and janky. There's many air quotes security cam footages that just have this horrible blue filter put over them with some text. Again, the story I don't know
nonsense.
What happened. Me and Anthony watched all 93 minutes, And it was the first movie we watched last night, and I have no idea what happened. I could not tell you what the story was. There's something about BDSM and a drug. And
This is what the IMDb description for the plot is. A genetically engineered world, period. All Layla wanted was to fit in and be happy, period. But her nemesis wouldn't let her, period. And that is it.
Yes, and her nemesis apparently has multiple air quotes identities, but she just puts on a different wig.
Okay.
It has some Samurai Cop things where like the camera will be at one angle, the person will be looking somewhere completely different, and cut back to the person they're talking to, and they're looking like in the opposite direction. You're like, what is happening? There was one scene in particular where one of the backdrop walls was a brick wall, and then the other backdrop was like a orange wall with paintings hung up on it. And I was like, what? Where are we? Is this a bar? There was some shots that happened outside in the like.
So we laugh about Neil Breen, but the main actress in this is apparently Sarah Breen.
Yes, and that was a joke we made last night too. I was like, is this Neil Breen's daughter? And it might be.
I don't know. Maybe
with how good the movie was, I would not be
possibly
would not be surprised. I wish
wild.
I had more to say, but like, that's the thing. Like me and Anthony last night, we watched this, we watched Street Fighter, and we watched we watched half of The Thing with Two Heads, but I started falling asleep, and I was like, we'll save it for next time.
Okay.
And so I'll talk about those next time, because
Street Fighter is quite the movie.
Wrong Street Fighter. Street Fighter with God, what's his name?
Oh, The Street Fighter.
The Street Fighter.
No, really?
Yes.
Wow.
With Sony Chiba.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That is a super influential movie.
Yeah, it's very weird.
It is a very weird movie. It's one of the original.
We only had the English dub.
I think actually it is the US release of the movie is the first movie to be X-rated simply on violence alone.
Yes, it's horribly
but it is
violent.
like a grindhouse classic.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
the whole like X-ray fatality finishing moves that they do, like it's straight up in Mortal Kombat, like the X-ray thing where he breaks the bone and you see the X-ray of the bone breaking. It's right in Mortal Kombat. Yeah. That's an awesome movie.
Yeah, no, it was very good. That was like the best one we saw all night. I like started falling asleep near the end because it was very late and I had just got off work. And we watched Purge, so I was like, "Oh my god, my brain is checking out."
My brain is fucking nothing. Yeah,
I made the horrible mistake and chose Purge as the first movie to watch when we should have finished with that one. But I was like, "Oh, cool, a cyberpunk movie. Maybe this will be." No, it's barely a movie. But yeah, we watched Street Fighter and we watched half of The Thing with Two Heads. Or what, is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Let me just make sure it's the right thing. But...
Pretty sure it's The Thing with Two Heads. Right?
Yeah, it's The Thing with Two Heads. A racist ass dude gets melded with a black convict, and I assume hijinks ensues.
Yeah,
but we didn't get deep. I started falling asleep, and I was like, "Oh yeah, hello."
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. No, just
Oh, okay.
Never mind. It's fine. You're back.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, The Thing with Two Heads. That's good shit too, actually.
Yeah. So we started that one, but that's when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go home. This is not
brain now.
I'm either going home or I'm falling asleep now.
Understandable.
But yeah. So Purge is the hardest pass I've ever given any movie, I think.
Yeah, that is not a good looking film, just from the looks of it alone.
I can't even watch the trailer. Shit. You can't even watch the trailer because the fucking YouTube is gone.
God damn.
And like we were looking desperately for any information on the movie, and we could barely find anything on IMDb. There's one IMDb thing like review that I'm just positive is the director, David King, because it's just like, oh, if you didn't like it, you had no idea what they were going for. This is a super interesting and artistically driven movie, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, God, get out of here. You are totally the writer-director. Get the fuck off.
Oh, Christ.
It's like, there's no human that actually thinks this.
That's amazing. That I you know, I have to say, I'm rather impressed that Troma, as like a 45-year-old independent film studio, has as relatively consistent a track record as it does of like good schlock. But some of the stuff in the periphery is quite bad.
When you've released so many movies that they're in alphabetical order, and not small alphabetical order, there's some good ones. There's some ones that you just kind of picked up to make a quick buck.
There's a couple of really special ones hidden in there. Like one of my favorite like weird one-off. A lot of Troma movies are weird, but one of my favorite weird Troma movies is Yeti: A Gay Love Story.
Okay,
which is an
not
insane.
Seen that, but
it is LGBTQ cinema, and I will say that right now. But just based on the title alone, I think you can know what it is. Now, it's very schlocky and it's very offensive, and offensive not just to people with good taste, but just offensive in general.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of Troma movies, so I feel like you're watching a Troma movie, you know what you're getting.
I mean,
into.
I feel like Troma tried to bounce off of the John Waters wave.
Super a lot in a lot of ways, and sometimes it's kind of it's funny because you have a mix of the grindhousey stuff, and then you have like the weird alternative cinema stuff like the John Waters stuff.
The like not my brain goes to art house, but it's not art house. It's like Schlockhouse.
Yeah,
Schlockhouse.
Yeah, Schlockhouse. Like it's definitely, or Flophouse cinema even. Like it's schlocky, and it doesn't have any pretensions about itself.
Yeah, it knows.
But it's actually but it's also genuinely experimental in places and kind of weird. And that's, I think, what I most admire about them. Well, or just, they'll throw a movie with like the zaniest premise ever and make it work. Like one of my favorites is Surf Nazis Must Die, which is literally exactly what the title is. Like, it's just somebody came up with a good title and wrote a whole movie around it.
Yeah.
The Toxic Avenger, to me, that's a special movie that I really
Toxic
love.
Avenger was a masterpiece in schlock.
I've been fortunate enough to meet Lloyd Kaufman and have extensive conversations with him. I helped run one of his panels at Comic-Con a couple of years ago.
Nice.
I filmed it for the Troma YouTube channel and everything, just so that they can get that shit up online. But he's a really nice guy, actually. He's very friendly. Him and his wife are both extremely friendly and funny, just as funny as he always is. But he was very nice. Asks you like what you're studying in school and like what he's just a very nice old man, like a nice grandpa. It's kind of the vibe I got from him. But he's got such an extra bit of character to him,
I will give The Purge, the best thing about The Purge was the intro sequence to The Purge, which was Lloyd Kaufman, and they just ADR'd everything. He was like, "Hello, this is Lloyd Kaufman from Troma Cinema, and you're about to watch The Purge."
That's so funny.
And like, oh god, it's like, we hope you enjoy The Purge from the comfort of your living room, and you're just like, shit. Oh my fucking god, this was a thing they recorded before the showings at like film festivals, and just ADR'd all the cities and whatever the fuck else needed to be ADR'd, and then they just did it for the DVD, and you're just so like, funny. Mwah. That was the best part of the movie, which beautiful. Had nothing to do with the movie.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
I have big respect for the kids over at Troma. I mean, you know how they finance a lot of their in-house productions?
Isn't it like
it's porn? They make porn.
Yeah. They
just make softcore porn, and they sell a lot of it. And they get Suicide Girls and stuff to like star in a lot of their work. But they're very. I respect the independent film hustles so hard, and they are the oldest independent film studio in North America.
Yeah, and they do it pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say a lot of their stuff for a studio that is really interesting. I mean, they were the first ever studio to distribute the original releases in North America of Totoro. That's crazy to think, right?
Huh.
Troma put out Totoro.
I had no fucking idea.
I believe it's the subtitled VHSs of Totoro. But they were the first studio to express an interest in distributing it in the United States.
That's fucking weird. Cool.
It's pretty different, right? You wouldn't think of all the studios.
Yeah.
But no, Troma. And no, they're interesting. But sometimes you get a stinker like Purge. I cannot I actually was looking at some of like just the stills, and I'm like, it can't look that bad, right? Like it can't actually look shittily graded and low budget.
Idea.
Like I've literally watched Neil Breen movies that look better than that. I have watched Wakaliwood and Nollywood movies that look better than that. This movie looks like fucking trash.
That's the thing. You're looking at stills right now. Imagine that being like cut every 5 seconds to a different shot, or even better, just dropping frames entirely to give it some kind of artistic aesthetic, I guess, that they were kind of going for, but like it just doesn't work.
Like I think both of us have a super high tolerance for low budget stuff because we watch and consume a lot of it and have since we were kids.
Yeah, and I love schlock. I love horrible movies that are good, but this one is just a bad straight movie. Up horrible.
Well, that's. I'm almost curious to watch it, but I kind of don't want to because I like movies that make me enjoy the time I spend with them.
I would suggest watch 30 minutes of it max. If you go over 30 minutes, I'm sorry, but
then don't do that.
Like honestly, you can watch you know what? Fuck it. You can watch the first 15 minutes of this movie and be like, okay, this is the rest of the movie, because it's just you sitting there, mouth gaping at the editing style, but then also being totally confused as to what the fuck is actually happening in the story.
Holy shit.
Which it sucks, but I remember it more than the Street Fighter because I was so baffled at how confused I was. Like the Street Fighter was great. I liked it. I had a good time. Very good schlocky, like gory grindhouse movie. Amazing. Very good time. But this one is just I've been thinking about it all day and just trying to like just juice any semblance of like anything.
There's just zero enjoyment to glean from this.
Of like direction of and that's
certainly
it. Like the
not
first
of narrative and purpose.
Of course not. That's the thing. That's why I suggest like, okay, watch the first 15 minutes of the movie, and that's what you're like. Just stop, because that's basically what you're gonna get for the entire movie. Because me and Anthony, the first 15 I'm getting overexcited.
How bad this movie was. Film.
Yeah. The first 15 minutes of the movie, we were like looking at each other, both mouth agape, like, no fucking way, we've hit gold. And then, like, as it went on, we were like, oh no, we didn't. There's nothing here. There's nothing here.
Troma. I was just thinking about this the other day. Troma is one of those studios that could like easily put out like a fighting game with the amount of weird one-off characters they have.
Oh god, easily.
You know, you could have all the Toxic Crusaders plus like Sergeant Kabuki Man, and you could also have like one of the mutants from Nukem High. You could put Yeti from Yeti: A Gay Love Story in there. That would just be for me. And what's that other one? You could put like the cast of Tromeo and Juliet. You could do just like a bunch of weirdos in there. Tromeo and Juliet, by the way, that's I think James Gunn's first ever writing credit.
Oh Jesus!
Love that movie.
Okay,
love that movie. That's one of my all-time favorite Tromas.
I'm gonna put that on the list then.
I love Tromeo and Juliet. It's not my favorite Troma movie, but it's up there. I really do love it. My favorite Troma movie though will always be The Toxic Avenger. I love The Toxic Avenger. And I will rewatch it all the time. It's such a strange and weird and cool movie. It's so fucking weird. That is it is bafflingly strange to see how they filtered like that superhero genre comic booky shit into a grindhouse movie. And just like the fact that movie got made, that somebody put pen to paper and created The Toxic Avenger, to me is like amazing. Because it's so perfect. It's like a perfect schlock film.
It's really good. It rivals Bad Taste.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's
genuinely
challenging at times.
Yes,
like
I don't think I've seen anything.
But it's challenging.
I don't think I've seen anything that's beaten Bad Taste yet, though. For me,
Bad Taste is quite something.
It is top tier schlock.
Yeah.
If you
in bad taste, by the way, don't be mistaken by its title. Yes, it's a film that includes many things that are in extremely poor taste.
Yes,
but it's really sincerely weirdly enjoyable. It's something, that's for sure. This isn't like a Serbian
I think
film or
about
something.
Yeah, no. It's genuinely fun. I think about the ending at least once every 2 weeks.
As you should.
It's just
that's extremely appropriate.
I think that's really when because I always like enjoyed B movies and schlock before, right? But I think that's when I was like, oh no, I like love this shit.
Oh yeah, that movie is really just a thoroughly enjoyable experience, and that's the kind of movie too where it's like, it's one of those things where my friend Charlie wrote this on Twitter today, and I was thinking about it. Like, if a good movie is a movie that you thoroughly enjoy your time with, then I feel like Bad Taste would be one of the best movies.
Yeah. Yep.
And I feel the same way about something like The Toxic Avenger as well.
Toxic Avenger is very, very close in my book. I personally wouldn't say that it beats it, but no. There's
some odd shit in that movie though, like the old lady who runs a white slavery ring.
Oh my god, yeah.
And who gets killed in a fucking dishwasher.
It's
No, it's not a dishwasher. It's a washing machine, right?
No, it's a washing machine. I believe it's the washing machine.
It's insane. It's so fucking funny. And then the iron. That movie is baffling. I love it. There's so many things in it that just kind of occur. Shit just happens, and you're like, yeah. But I guess that would be enough for tonight. I mean, you got to go and stream fucking Scorpina. I want to see that shit.
It's true. I do got to do that.
But I guess we'll end it here for tonight. That was a really nice short episode. My name is Ryan. You can find me all around the internet at Nouveau Art Punk, all one word. I am on Twitter, I am on Instagram, I am also on Letterboxd if you want to read the movie reviews that I write. I feel like if you ever want to hear what I think about a movie, it's on there. If I've watched it, I've already written about it because I write about everything that I watch that's a movie. So you can check me out on there if you're interested. Otherwise, I am pretty much only doing that. So that's all for me. What about you, Ben? Where can people find you?
I'm Scratch Me Silly everywhere on the internet. That's basically it. I stream a lot on Twitch. I'm going to be starting again to do the uploads on my YouTube soon and streaming regularly again this week. I'm really like pushing myself to actually get back to it. So that'll be happening. And I don't... Is there anything to look forward to?
I'm always looking forward to whatever you have to put out.
Yeah, there's some stupid shit coming, but I don't know when it'll be ready, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but there's things coming.
Anticipate great things.
There's a storm a-coming.
We're about to get blown, folks.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody, for listening to GamePunx. Have yourselves a good evening. Remember, be COVID safe. Don't be stupid.
I like that.
Don't bitch at retail employees for doing their job, like what happened to me this week.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't ruin our already usually pretty boring days. That sucks, and you suck for doing that.
Or if you're going to do that, at least come to my bike shop where we can tell you to fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the boss doesn't care.
Yeah, legally I cannot say shit to anybody.
Yeah.
So I would probably get in trouble. I would probably lose my job. So I just kind of have to suck it up and pretend that this person isn't being a total bitch. So yeah, don't be a fucking Karen and don't treat people like shit. Have yourselves a good week. And thank you all for listening.
Mayor! Chief, look, our monster made a little bit of a mistake. You can't go around dry cleaning little old ladies. The public won't stand for it. We can kill him now with no flack from anybody.
Nine. Bad news, Mayor. That little old lady was hardly a pillar of the community. In fact, she was head of an international white slavery ring. And she had a police record a mile long.